Josh, first of all, hey, thanks for coming on with us, man. We really appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure.
Thankfully, you're okay. Now that you're another day removed from what happened, what are your thoughts at the moment on what went down in Las Vegas?
It's still kind of hard to comprehend that this is something that happened. You never really expect to actually be in the middle of something like that. And when you are, I thought, I was in shock the night that it happened, all day yesterday. You close your eyes trying to get some rest, and you just, the images just keep coming right back to you. And, it's, I'm still exhausted because I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night.
Take us back to the event. So you're at the concert. It's towards the end of the evening, and then what did you hear? What did you see?
Well, so at first, Jason Aldean was on the stage for about 15 or 20 minutes. He was into his third or fourth song, and all of a sudden you just hear a few cracks, and as far as the crowd just thinks, oh, somebody's lighting off fireworks, or there's something wrong with the speaker or something. You don't really think anything of it. You're just sitting there, and then when it went into rapid fire, and you see Jason Aldean running off the stage, at that point you know that something is going wrong, because if the band's freaking out, if the band doesn't know what the noise is, then they're going to be the first ones to know what's going on throughout the event. So when they run, that's when everybody else ran.
Did you feel like at that point, hey, my life is in jeopardy here?
Yeah. And that's the worst feeling in the world. I've never ran for my life before.
Did you have any idea that it was coming from like the ground or up higher?
No, you have no clue where it's coming from. There were a lot of scary moments in a matter of 20 minutes, and one of them is running for an exit that, and you figure this is a closed venue, trying to make sure that only the people with tickets can get in, and the best way to do that is to limit the amount of entrances. So you've got 24,000 people trying to get out of, 2 or 3 different exits that are on each side of the venue. And as those 24,000 people are trying to run out of one of the exits, you've got security telling you to either get down or run the other way because this is the way the bullets are coming. And, then you run towards another exit, and somebody at that exit's telling you, no, they're coming from over here, and you don't know where to go.
That's got to be a weird feeling. What? Now, the video I saw, it didn't seem like, I didn't hear a lot of screaming. I saw a lot of confusion. Would that be the way you would describe it? Or was there panic?
Oh, yeah. Anytime the bullets would stop, that's when people would get up and start running. The second they'd start hearing that cracking sound again of rapid gunfire, people were panicking, people were screaming. Keep in mind the videos you're seeing are of people's cell phones where, people have recorded plenty of videos on their cell phone, and if their hand's covering the mic at all, you're not going to get half the sound that was actually there.
Uh-huh.
That's a good point, yeah.
Were you with anyone? Are they okay?
Yeah, there were about 16 of us. Fortunately, because we like to drink, we were standing by the bar, which is about 150 yards off the stage, as opposed to being right down in the middle where a majority of the bullets were going. So all 16 of us, we were back, pretty decent amount. We were all just standing there. As soon as the rapid fire went off, I turn around to see where all my friends are. They're already running about 15 feet ahead of me. And at that point, 15 feet, there's, 150 people running in between me and them. So I couldn't catch them. We were split up within 10 seconds.
Yeah, so at what point did you guys know everybody was okay? Because I'm sure there were some anxious moments there wondering, where are my buddies?
Well, we had a huge group text message going on the whole weekend just to kind of figure out, because we were spread out through all, Mandalay Bay, MGM Grand, Tropicana, Hooters, Planet Hollywood. We were all staying at different hotels. And So we had a big group text message going on all weekend, just trying to figure out, hey, what are we going to do today? Where are we going to meet up for dinner? What are we doing for breakfast?
Sure.
So, once everybody kind of got situated, they would text that big thread and just say, hey, I'm okay. This is where I'm at.
So where did you flee to? Did you go to your hotel? Was that safe or?
No. So, because the police officers and SWAT team and everybody was rolling through, basically we ran for the fastest, quickest way to whichever way the fastest building was or the closest building was. That's where I ran. I ran into the Luxor. They hunkered us all down in the basement. There were about, 600 to 1,000 of us just in the basement alone. They had people in all these different conference rooms at the Luxor. And
how long did it take you to find out exactly what had happened, that a guy was shooting, from the Mandalay Bay? When did you know that?
I didn't find out until I was in the Luxor where he was shooting from. We just knew that somebody was shooting.
What about when you guys were fleeing the concert arena there? I mean, did you see a lot of police? Did you see a lot of, responders?
First responders and police, they were in the venue, running the opposite direction of everybody else. I mean, we're running out, they're running in within a matter of minutes. I mean, I'd say not even 2 minutes went by and they were already there running in, trying to get people out, tend to the people that, got shot they say 527 people were injured with, 58 dead. Those injured, keep in mind, not everybody was injured by bullets. I mean, you've got people that are fearing for their lives. So if somebody gets in your way, a lot of the times you're pushing them out of the way, not because not out of trying to hurt them, but just in fear for your life. And, there were a lot of injuries that had nothing to do with a gunshot.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
It was somebody getting trampled over.
Just from the crush of bodies.
Yeah, I mean, there were food vendors there, and, people are trying to hide in these food vending little huts, and people are jumping over flaming grills trying to get to cover.
Let me ask you this, Josh. How do you, will you go to another concert? How does that, how does it affect you now moving forward?
I'll still go.
So
will it be hard,
Yeah, will there be any fear there?
No. I've been to Watershed a few times, and it's the environment. I think the thing that is something people need to realize is that 90% of the big country concerts like this, or 90% of any, big 3-day event, it's usually out in the middle of nowhere. It's typically not in a Las Vegas setting where you've got all these high-rise buildings around you. It wasn't like, he was doing this because, it's a country concert, he could have done this at any country concert. He had the vantage point to do what he wanted to do. Honestly, nobody knows why he did it, but I don't think it'll ever happen in Vegas like this again, because either A, they'll beef up security, or they're just going to move the concert somewhere else. There's a big open desert right around Sin City. You can move the concert somewhere else and still have Route 91.
Had you been to that festival before?
No.
So I wonder, because I thought I'd heard that was kind of a new venue for it, but they've only been there for a couple of years, because they've been doing the festival for a number of years, but I thought maybe it was in a different place at one point. But yeah, you're right. I'm sure they're going to be thinking about this, because you can't go hotel room to hotel room. That'd be pretty hard to do. Again, Josh, we appreciate your time, man. It's Joshua Wilks. He is a friend of Jesse James here at XO Country, and he was nice enough to wake up early and come on the air with us. We appreciate giving us some perspective of what you went through. I cannot imagine what that's like, and thank God you got out of there alive, and so did your friends. and we really appreciate your time, man. And hopefully, I understand you were in Bozeman recently. Maybe we'll get to hook up with you next time you're in town.
Well, every time I come to town, I'm giving Jesse a call, so I'll definitely make sure and get together with you guys.
All right, Josh. Take care, man, and thanks again, and glad everything turned out okay.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.